Hi everyone. Well, this is unexpected and in many ways unwanted, and it is what it is. We are each in our own homes and our own spaces, staying safe for our own good and for those of the beloved community around us that we want to protect at all costs. And our prayer is that these drastic measures and unusual decisions that we're faced with right now are doing just that as we implement the best advice that we're receiving, and that hopefully this abnormal time will pass as speedily as possible and we'll be back to quote-unquote normal as soon as we possibly can. For those who don't know me, my name is Stephanie Alexander. I'm the senior rabbi at KKBE, Kahal, Kadosh, Beth, Elohim in Charleston, South Carolina. And I want to wish a Shabbat Shalom to our KKBE family, to anyone else who may be watching this video we're putting together, to all of you who are looking to bring in the spirit of Shabbat this Friday into Saturday. Welcome. We're holding you in our hearts right now, and we hope that what we share together over these next several minutes will touch your spirit and uplift your heart. You'll see some video of me, our Associate Rabbi, Greg Cantor, and our musical director, Robin Schuler, who's expertly splicing everything together, and she's becoming an expert as she does it on the fly. We thank her very much. We'll have some liturgy, we'll have some music, we'll have a message from the Torah portion, and we will conclude with the Kadosh prayer and the list of those we're remembering this Shabbat in our KKBE family. But I want to start with something from our Torah portion that's sitting with me right now. Our portion is a double portion, and it includes a long list, repetitive list, that in of itself is repeating instructions we've heard before about all of the instructions that go into building and making the tabernacle, the sanctuary for the Israelites. Now we in KKBE, we identify very closely with our sanctuary, and we just completed a long process of making our sanctuary a beautiful and spectacular space. For those who weren't able to be with us last Shabbat, this is what we have to look forward to when we get back, and we will get back soon, and it's worth the wait. So in the absence of that sanctuary, which features so prominently in our KKBE life and in our Torah portion, where do we find sanctuary this Shabbat? And there's a song that's been in my heart and in my head reflecting on that. Pardon my elementary school writing here, but God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, and with thanksgiving I'll be a living sanctuary to you. We each, in these moments, become God's sanctuary. And we do that by preparing ourselves no less than we prepare other sacred space. And I think the most important word here is this one. It's a choice. We can watch the list of losses we're experiencing right now add up. I started to journal the other day, and that's where my mind went. All the things I don't have access to right now. Or we can focus on what we do have, the blessings in our lives, the great fortunes we have under less than fortunate circumstances. And if we do that, I think we can prepare ourselves to be a sanctuary, to feel God's presence, to feel connected to one another, and to make the spirit of Shabbat prevalent for all of us as we join together, I hope, in song. Shout out to Gussie Levy, who has challenged me and inspired me to pick up the guitar. And this song really does need harmony, so I hope wherever you are, you'll join in. God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving I'll be a living sanctuary God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. We're going to start our blessings with a blessing over the Shabbat candles. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And now we continue with a blessing over the wine to make Shabbat sweet. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen l'chaim. Now that we've blessed the candles and the wine, we take the challah cover off and we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Come, let us welcome Shabbat. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu mi l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. Shabbat Shalom from my backyard, everybody. I'm recording today from the beautiful backyard that Mike makes for us by planting beautiful things and hanging wind chimes and bird feeders. If you listen closely, you might hear the wind chimes. Shema means listen. We continue from Baruch Hu, praising God, to listening. Now, in this time of social isolation, when we're home with our families, it's a great time to listen to each other. When we listen to each other and we see the spark of the divine in the eyes of the loved one speaking to us, then we're truly listening. Then we not only hear our loved one, but we hear the voice of God. Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
I know that freedom isn't something we're all feeling right now, but we are free still to call each other on the phone, to connect with each other online, to go outside and enjoy all of the beauty that's there, especially right now in Charleston. So let's celebrate that freedom, even as it is right now. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedor ba'kodesh, nora tahilot oseh veleh, nora tahilot oseh veleh. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedor ba'kodesh. I think every single one of us needs healing right now. So sing with me, keep in your hearts and your mind and your voices the people that you love, that you're worried about right now, that might either be sick or just simply home by themselves, looking for a connection. This is for all of us. Mi sheberach avoteinu mekor habracha le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. Here's a Shabbat story from urja.org's podcast called Stories We Tell. This is the story of the fate of the flour woman. The flour woman baked 4 loaves of bread every day. The first 3 she would give away to people in need in her community, and the 4th she kept for her family. One day, as she was giving away her bread, 4 families came to her. She knew the right thing would be to give away all her bread, but that meant she had none for her family. So she took the little money she had left, went to market, and bought a big sack of flour so she could bake more. As she walked home and passed by the sea, a big storm blew and blew and blew and blew the sack of flour off her head and out to sea. She tried to chase after it, but it was gone. Now she had no flour to bake and no money. She walked and walked and walked on her way home, thinking about her dilemma. She was so deep in thought that she walked well past her home and all the way to Jerusalem and stood at the gates of the palace of King Solomon. King Solomon was very wise. She asked to speak to him. The guards brought her into the palace and into the throne room of the king. As she began to tell the king her story, 10 sailors burst into the room with 10 sacks of gold. "And what can I do for you?" asked the king to these sailors. "Well," said the sailors, "we were out at sea when our boat was sinking. We thought we would die for sure, and then suddenly, as fast as it started sinking, our boat remained afloat. We wanted to give thanks, but we didn't know how. Friends ashore told us that we should come to King Solomon the Wise, and he would tell us the best way to give thanks." "Well," said King Solomon, "this is what we call beshert." He took the sacks of gold and gave each of them to the flour woman. Now she could bake for her family, for all the families in need, and could start her own bakery. She baked so much and so many delicious things, she was able to provide for the needy in her town, for her family, and occasionally she even baked for the king. The end.
Our moment of memory is particularly challenging in isolation. We know the importance that Judaism places on the concept of minyan, of community, of surrounding ourselves with others when we express our loss, when we celebrate our joys, when we worship together. For those of us who have lost loved ones in recent days, or are observing yahrzeits this Shabbat, or really all of us who stand to learn from loss important lessons that can help us as we face the challenges of today, we don't abandon the concept of minyan, but we reinvent it. And we pledge that there are tens of people in our congregational community who together are remembering, are supporting one another, are sending our love and our strength as we reflect together from our liturgy. If some messenger were to come to us with the offer that death should be overthrown, but with the one inseparable condition that birth should also cease, if the existing generation were given the chance to live forever, but on the clear understanding that never again would there be a child or a youth or first love, never again new persons with new hopes, new ideas, new achievements, ourselves for always and never any others, could the answer be in doubt? When we fear death's decree, let this bring us solace. The memory of loved ones who have gone before us, a vision of generations to come, through whom we reach far into the future beyond our own lives. Alas, for those that never sing but die with all their music in them. Let us treasure the time we have and resolve to use it well, counting each moment precious, a chance to apprehend some truth, to experience some beauty, to conquer some evil, to ease some suffering, to love and be loved, to achieve something of lasting worth. There is promise within each of us that only we can fulfill. Let us live our lives so that someday it will be true to say of us, the world is a little better because for just one moment they lived in it. This Shabbat, we remember the recent passings of Rachel Raisin, Edith Prysock, Ian Wolfson, Warren Hyman, Rose Goldberg, Harriet Glass, and Maury Schiffman. We observe together the yardsites of Milton Barsman, M. Harold Baumrin, Anna Levy Blum, Sarah Breibart, Elizabeth Brown, William Brown, Elizabeth Davis, Jack Dolinsky, Joe Dumas, Otto Fox, Herbert Gabriel, Paul Cashin, Diane Klein, Nita Coblin, Isidore Kramer, Beatrice Levine, Louis Michael Leibader, Betty Matthews, Teresa Nelson, Barbara Pearlstein, Louis Pellet, Estelle Poliakoff, Mildred Radin, Florence Reed, John Sears, Harry Sheriff, Abe Stein, Herman Tenser, Sylvia Welling, Daniel Young, and Julius Zwiebin. And for anyone else that may be holding a loved one in your heart this evening, we hold you in our hearts as well. We invite all those who might be watching right now and are inclined to do so to join together in the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ba'alama divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agalau v'zman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ul'alamei alamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiran ba'alama v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru. Amen.
So, the very first time I ever sang on the Bima at KKBE, I think it was, it's been a minute, I sang this song, and I was so nervous and so freaked out that I sang it really, really slow and very dirgy, and I don't know if I grew up hearing it that way or if I really was just freaked out, but when it was over, it was the closing song, when it was over, Rob Turkowitz, who was on the Bima with me, said, okay, and now we're going to do it upbeat. So, thanks, Rob. I appreciate your love and guidance. I think it's incredibly appropriate as we head into Shabbat in these uncertain times, not together, but apart, that we sing this song. Bashana haba'a nesheb al har mirpeset v'nisbor tziporim nodedot ילדים בחופשה ישחקו תופסת בין הבית לבין השדות עוד תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. Wait and see what a world this will be if we care, if we share, you and me. Soon the day will arrive when we will be together and no longer will we live in fear. And the children will smile without their wondering whether on that day dark new clouds will appear. O tire, kama tov yeh bashana haba. Wait and see what a world this will be if we care, if we share, you and me. We have dreamed, we have died to make a bright tomorrow, and that vision remains in our hearts. Now the torch must be passed in hope and not in sorrow, and a promise to make a new start. O tire, kama tov yeh bashana haba. Wait and see what a world this will be if we care, if we share, you and me. Shabbat shalom, y'all. Be safe out there. Take care of yourselves and all the people you love. And I can't wait till we're all in the same room again together.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.